Hello, ladies and gentlemen, crypto deep divers. Welcome back to Weekly Crypto. So today I'm going to talk about what's my take on stablecoin, and of course the CBDC central bank digital currency is coming up very soon. So before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out the upcoming videos that could be time sensitive and could be important. Also, you can follow me on Odysee. Odysee is a decentralized YouTube. You can earn library token just by joining Odysee and just by watching video in Odysee. If you're interested, you can click the link below. That will help out my channel. And I'm also on Gather as well. And for this type of video, I can't post it in YouTube. You will find this in Bitchute. You can go over there and check it out. And of course, I'm on Twitter. And I will start posting more on Gap. It's kind of difficult. You have so many different platforms nowadays because right now there's so much censorship. So you have to post in different area. Otherwise, you will only hear one voice. I also post some fun video in Rumble as well. I have a Patreon group. If you're interested, you can join my Patreon group. So let's talk about the stablecoin. So they're talking about the dollar can be a protocol for the future of money. And of course, USDC, the Circle stablecoin, I think they have some type of conference in San Francisco. And you can see some of the Latin American country, Brazil and Argentina, they have a higher demand, like surging demand for USDC. And I'm not surprised because Argentina, they have huge increase in inflation. I think their inflation are pretty skyrocketing. And the thing is, not only the developing world, the inflation is out of control. Even in the US is out of control. That's why they have to increase the interest rate. And a lot of times when the Fed doing stuff is always almost too late. And if you still remember back in 2005, when the housing at the verge of the housing collapse, Ben Bernanke is still saying the housing market is still healthy. And they always do things little and too late, doing too little and too late. And they should have increased the interest rate long time ago. Right now, they have no choice but to increase drastically. And that is killing, of course, the stock market along with the housing market. With a higher interest rate, you have a higher cost of leverage. So that means there's no more free money or cheap money floating around like used to be for the past decade. So that's why all the asset building up. I've been talking about that for a very long time. Those are because of the easy money policy for the past decade. So that's why all this money, free money or easy money, cheap money go to the stock market, cryptocurrency, housing market. Right now, there's no more cheap money, unfortunately. But that will create another problem in the future because inflation, I think people start feeling the inflation for the last probably 6 months. They can see the price has been going up and up. Of course, the CPI is very misleading. They're excluding a lot of like things in the index to make it looks good. Right now it's like 8 point something, right, or 9 point something. And in fact, if you go to the store, go to pump your gas, you're talking about at least 20% inflation. So of course, in those countries, they have high hyperinflation like Venezuela. Those countries, when the economy collapsed, they use Bitcoin. They even use Dash at the time. I think a few years ago, if you still remember Venezuela, the currency collapsed. They use a whole bunch of Ethereum and a whole bunch of different currency to do the transaction. And nobody wants to receive using the Venezuelan money because it doesn't work anymore. It's just like a paper they can print all day long. And of course, in Brazil and Argentina, the USDC is very popular because USDC is pegged to the US dollar. Unless the US dollar is collapsed, then I think right now USDC is still fine. But the thing is, USDC is still USDC. It's a stable coin. You are complete directly with the CBDC, central bank digital currency, and the government would not like that. So, and unless they have a more drastic measure or lobbying to the Congress. Otherwise, I don't see the stablecoin will go anywhere. Not only USDC, you have Gemini dollar. You also have BUSD, the Binance stablecoin. You also have Tether. I told people not to touch Tether because Tether is very is not very trustworthy. because we don't know if they really have the money behind to back the Tether. So maybe Tether just printing all day long, we don't know. Yeah. And so, and also the Web3 service provider, Recur, they only accept stablecoin from user in the metaverse world, including the Star Trek continuum. I mean, the meta world is by design, and hopefully people now realize that. And you own nothing and be happy, right? So, but you can just indulge in your virtual world, but the real asset, you don't own nothing. And it seems like USDC is the most traded stablecoin, and they have a good ecosystem as well. But the thing, and I think they have a whole bunch of conference in San Francisco, also in Portugal. They talk about how the stablecoin is it's not a smart contract protocol. Of course, it's not. It's just a medium of exchange. It's just payment vehicle, and you just do peer-to-peer transaction over the public blockchain. You don't really have a protocol. Basically, it's just a medium of exchange, but it's pegged to the US dollar. And Circle, they launched on Wednesday a new cross-chain transfer protocol, and that is good because if you have a cross-chain, that means other blockchain can transact to the USDC and vice versa. USDC can communicate with another protocol, so that increase the usability. Otherwise, you're just talking to yourself, right? If you can transferable between different blockchain, that would be great. That would be pretty awesome. But the thing is, they try to say money is a protocol. Money is not a currency. They want to avoid regulation, basically. But unfortunately, Uncle Sam don't see it that way. They see you as a threat to the CBDC, central bank digital currency, because if they are the boss, of course they don't want any competition. Nobody wants competition unless you have nothing to do, right? So to minimize all this competitor, they're going to put regulation to cramp down on all this stable coin, and so nobody have an alternatives except you have to accept the only stable coin you have is CBDC. So central bank digital currency is very dangerous. We talked about that at least 3 to 4 years ago. We talked about the CBDC, potentially you have a central bank digital currency and all that. The most dangerous part is those CBDC can have an expiration day, can also limit what kind of stuff you can buy. And even though it's your money, that you can limit what are the stuff you can buy. For example, this week you can only buy chicken, or next week you can only buy bugs, or next week you can only buy, I don't know, maybe just vegetable. You have to be a vegetarian because of climate change. You can eat any animals in a month, or you can only eat certain type of bugs or whatever. So that is pretty dangerous if you have CBDC, because they also put an expiration date. So by certain time frame, you have to spend it. Otherwise, it will expire, and then you can no longer use your money. And by the way, this is your own money, and then they put it in a digital form. They can just take away anything they want. And for example, if you say something they don't like, they can just make it not workable. So you cannot make any transaction. You cannot go to buy groceries. So if it is centralized, this is not good. And also a single point of failure too, right? Isn't it? But we'll see how it goes. But looks like the other stable coin, I think there will be tons and tons of regulation cramped down on those other stablecoin, USDC, Tether, BUSD, the Binance stablecoin, and each of the exchange, they have their own stablecoin. So they want to cramp down on stablecoin because they don't want any competition from other people. They want to be the centralized one. They want everybody to use the CBDC. So I think I'm a little bit worried about those stablecoin. I mean, despite you have a conference saying that, hey, if you just use a central bank digital currency, it is not an open source, and it cannot unleash the power of stablecoin. And then there's less innovation. And then because the creation, they have a more value creation from a global community, open source developer, blah, blah, blah. They don't care about all that. All they care about is power, right? So they don't want to lose their power, and plus they want to control as well. And so it doesn't matter. I think the best bet is to put more money on the lobbying games, lobbying efforts. That is more important than ever. And to make sure that they don't regulate too much on stablecoin or even on the crypto world. But this is kind of tough because at least you have a lot of money. But I don't know, maybe, there's a whole bunch of like billionaire or millionaires from the cryptocurrency, from the crypto. They earn the money from the crypto world, right? They make a huge profit. They became a millionaire or billionaire overnight and all that. Maybe they should chip in for lobbying to secure the future for the cryptocurrency. Otherwise, it is just cramp down on all this crypto world, and eventually you can no longer make any more money from the cryptocurrency because of so much control, and you're left with nothing. So basically, but I hope whatever I say, I could be wrong, but looks the direction that we are heading to, it is not good for crypto world, to be honest. Unless something has changed, then we don't know. And the thing is, a lot of other countries are more liberal in cryptocurrency, even in Europe or in Asia, Thailand, Singapore, Japan. All these countries are very liberal or loose on regulation in terms of cryptocurrency, except the US, basically. So I think a lot of people were moving away from the US to other countries that is more crypto friendly, instead of like you have to worry about, hey, how much taxes you have to pay and all this thing, and then how much and then when you transfer the token to your wallet, then you have to give up so much personal information and all that. Used to be you don't have to be that way, right? So this is so unfortunate. Things are get to that point. And also another thing is the beauty of Bitcoin is you don't have a central figure. We don't know who is Satoshi Nakamoto. So that means you cannot put pressure on that person. We don't even know who is that person. First is some other project like Vitalik, Ethereum, you have a figurehead, and then they can just target him and then just cramp down on him. Then he will change everything to comply with the authority. So ESG is coming too. So I hope people start waking up what's going on around the world. But anyway, I can't talk too much. Let me know what you think about the stablecoin for the future, and I would love to hear from you. And do you think CBDC is coming very soon? And do you think it's good for the economy or good for the crypto world? Comment below. I'd love to hear from you as well. If you found this video helpful, smash the like, subscribe to my channel, also share with your friends. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out the upcoming videos that could be time sensitive and could be important. Also, you can follow me on Odysee and Gather, Bitchute, as well as in Gap. Of course, I also post fun stuff on Rumble as well, so you can go over there. Remember, crypto deep divers, we the people take control of our wealth. Stay wise, stay safe, peace. I'm not your financial advisor. Investing in cryptocurrency, commodity, and stock market can have inherent risks. Please use the due diligence. So this video is for entertainment purposes, not a financial advice. Please consult with your financial planner, and I'm not responsible for any loss or future loss of this video or future video. This is just for entertainment purposes, as I said, not a financial advice, and peace out.